Welcome back to the Man Cave. Building my extension, this is going to be part 4. Now, you've seen this before, the upheaval. What we've done, since off camera, since part 3, all I've really done is flocked this top surface. The bottom bit I still haven't done yet. It's still in the acrylic paint stage. I did just tack this siding in and pinned it down, but I haven't ballasted this yet. But I have put this track in and pinned this down. So that's been pinned down and ballasted last night. So this PVA, that ballast is just laid around with a teaspoon, PVA'd. Don't use a machine to do it. I don't use a machine to do it, because once again, this is a country layout, and believe me, the local track that runs past my house here, which is just a off-spur, the ballast is not that neat, it's everywhere. So with a town layout, you'd probably want the ballast more uniform, but for what I'm doing here, this is fine. Absolutely fine. So I'll put my ballast in, put my grass down, got the pond ready to be filled, and that will hopefully fill the stream, cause a waterfall, fill the bottom. I have a siding here. So what we're going to do is, I'll run the train. Tell you what we'll do, we're going to put see what difference it makes putting trees, putting some scenery on here. Let's just see how that transforms it. And then, I'm going to run the train, my little GP30, and the Class 37. The Class 37, his route has not altered. It's going to stay as he was on this bottom track. The top route, for a start with, I'm going to run the train around the top track where I used to go, basically around the top here and down, and I used to have a siding come up here, which come where you can see where I pulled the track up to here, where this workshop used to stand. This workshop used to stand in here, and I had a boneyard here, if you remember, and I've had to alter things about because I moved the siding from here to my extension. And believe me, the ballast has only just dried. I've only just cleaned the track, because after you've laid the ballast, I always just go over this track very lightly with 1200 sandpaper. Number one, it was second-hand track and it helps to clean it, and then I go over it with a solvent as well, because I find no matter how careful I am, when I pour the PVA and water solution, you always get a little bit on the track, and the last thing you want is a dead spot on the track. So this is 100% genuine. My train has never ran up here before. I'm going to do it on camera so we can see. I have a slight gradient there, as you can see. So over about how long's that from sort of here to here? That's probably 18 inches, 2 feet. I've done about I think that's 10 mil increase. So we have a bit of an incline from here, well, basically up to here, because I've graduated it, so that's probably over 3 feet, I should think. I've got a sort of 10 mil incline. Here I've got electronic points in, but I haven't wired them yet, so I'm going to have to just work these manually. So I'll run the train around its original track, and then we'll see if it goes, excuse the shadows, go off its siding down to its new section, and round and back down. I'm guessing it's going to go slower up the back and then race like hell down here, because obviously we've got a gradient coming down here. I did have a problem when I put the track in, even with that very slight gradient. My track was like banking that way. This is very exaggerated. Instead of the track sitting flat, it was like banking that way slightly. And when I stood a bit of rolling stock on it and looked, the rolling stock looked like it was going to tip over. I mean, slightly exaggerated, but you could see it weren't upright. So I actually had to stand some quite heavy weights on this side of the track while the glue was drying. So I've only just took the weights off, and it seems to have held the track nicely. Of course, this top, if you remember, polystyrene. and it was held down with little track pins, sorry, and then the ballast put down, which fully holds it. So I'm going to start. I'm going to put the camera in the old tripod. Bear with me, folks. If I can suss it out. There we go, camera's in. Can you see it all? Let's see if we can come back a little bit. There we go. Right, I'm going to start by putting my workshop over this siding. I will hide the wires. I will hide these point wires and stuff as well. They're just loose for a minute, but for this video I'm just going to put some scenery on to see if we can transform this little bit. Here we have a box of trees and a couple of rocks and sundries. So let's see if we can just stick these in somewhere. Let's see what sort of transformation we can make. So I think to separate commercial from residential, I was originally going to carry the grey onto here, and I thought, hang on, this step could act as a natural wall. So that could be the commercial end there, and then a bank of trees perhaps, and then it goes to open scenery. So the thing I love with polystyrene is I've got two different colour trees here. Let's see if that'll show up on camera. Have I got two yet? You can see light green and dark green, so I'm going to vary them to give it some contrast. And the thing with polystyrene is a lot of people use plaster bandage, that sort of thing. You can't stick trees in it. Every time you want to put a tree in, you have to make a little hole, set it in. Polystyrene, plonk them wherever you like, and you can move them as often or as little as possible. So we'll put a row of trees in like they've been planted. They need to be quite uniform there. And then we'll just put some random ones and stick them, basically make a little forest area up here. Don't know how this is going to work. In you go. Whoops, what's happened there? I ain't got a point on that one. Yes, we have. So let's stick a few more of these in. Put one track side of it. I think we want another darker coloured one there. And we'll put one sort of trackish side here. So we've got a few trees up there. I've got a spare larger tree. I like these trees. Cheap eBay Chinese trees. Where's he going to go? How about there? That's his good side. Yep, I like him. Yeah, quite happy with him there. Got a few more. Have I got some pines? I've got two pines. Let's put the pines. Let's put one up on the top of the rock where the pond's going to be. I think we'll put a couple of pines up there. And how about a little tree up on top of that bank? How about if there's a bank here, why don't we put a stone there? Yeah, I think we need an actual rock there. Yeah, that looks good. Look like there's bushes between the bank and the rock. That's fine. We've got some more little trees. We'll put another one here. We'll have another little group of trees in here. I think let's put a couple of trees along here. I haven't put flock on here, I've just noticed. I think we may want a tree there, look. So I've got two more medium-sized trees. Probably stick one here. These look too sporadic. I want them a bit more random. In fact, I'm going to take that one out of there and put in there. Yeah, that's a bit better. Right, what we've got to do with these little tiny ones I've got. How about one growing at the base of the waterfall? We've got another one of them tiny ones. Probably here. That's the great thing, like I said, with polystyrene. You can just put anything anywhere you like. Where should we put this? Probably have that as a... I'll probably lay... how about here? Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. This is just really weird stuff. Come in a bag. It's like you just pull it to pieces. It's like a leaf, bush, whatever. It's like rubberized, so it stretches a little. It's really weird stuff. Comes in a big bundle, and you just pull off how much you want. So I reckon we can put a little bit of that. Stick a little bit growing out of the crevice. We want a little bit there. I'll take the camera out and give you a little close up in a minute. And I don't really know what to do with that bit. Well, we've got a water tower. Well, if we're going to have a stream here, let's put a little tower there. And maybe that's going to be pumping water underground to this factory. Who knows? I have a pillbox. How about donking him up the top there? There you go. And I've got a diesel tank. A spare. I don't know, let's sit them up here. We might ballast this to carry on the commercial scene. Maybe have a little setup, a little staircase go up here, so the workers can go from here up to here, and put a little fence around there. I think that's brilliant. Right, so let's get this out and have a look, and then we'll put the camera back in. No, I won't put the camera back in. I'll actually hold it while I do the train. I can follow the train round. So, we'll put some scenery in, a few trees. So that's the beautiful thing with polystyrene. You can just, unlike plaster bandage, you can just pull the trees out, no markers left, put them back in wherever you like. Don't like things in rows. There you go. So, without any further ado, because you're probably bored now waiting for this train. Did you see my little rock I put on the end? That's been bonded in and painted in my texture like I do with the emulsion mix. Please excuse the wires. Like I says, I've got to drill through the table, feed the wires through and wire them underneath. So that's yeah, he's on there. So let's now turn the power on at the wall. That's one on. That's the power supply on. So this is what we've all been waiting for, or what I've been waiting for. You guys probably couldn't care less, but I really hope it works. So we'll set the 37 going. He should just pull his as normal. The bottom track hasn't been altered, but I will just run him through to make sure. Oops, just get my controllers out. Here we go. I will just put a bit more light in the back there. There you go. I will just make sure he comes out of his tunnel without getting snagged up. Perfect. So we'll slow him down a little. There you go. So let's start the top track. This is his original route where he used to run originally, and he's loaded up with a lot of rolling stock, a lot. There we go. Oh yes, he has got a lot of rolling stock. Tell you what I'm going to do. No, we'll leave it all on. I want to see if he'll go up that gradient. We might as well go all in. So he's going to continue around his normal route now, where he used to go. There. Now the moment of truth. If I flick the point over, I haven't wired the point motor in yet, will he go up that back? I honestly, genuinely haven't tried this, so I hope we don't have no stoppage. Alright, they're all going up. And he's coming round. I hope there's no dead spots in this track. Come on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yes. No derailments, please. Oh dear. We've come unhooked on this point. One little snag. So what's going on there? Let's go forward. For some reason Mr. Union Pacific here has come off. And so has Mr. Peabody. Coincidence? Really not sure. Let's back up. I have got a lot of rolling stock on there, so maybe there's just too much. So let's reverse him up and hook him. So I want to see what we have. Is that back on? Yep. For some reason there's a... They come off at that point. Maybe that's just... It weren't on properly, so let's have a go. Alright, we're all going up again. You've got a lovely long straight along the back, which I've never had before. Yeah, he certainly raced down this hill. Can he come through this point again? Or are we going to get another unrail? Derail, even. That was Mr. Peabody's come off again. So, what's our problem here? Let's take the Union Pacific out and reverse up and see if it's just Union Pacific or whether it's Peabody. Is that hooked on? Yes, coupled on, right? Take 3. Maybe the Union Pacific, because sometimes you'll get one bit of rolling stock that just won't go over a set of points. I've had it before. Maybe this just won't go over them points. And I've never found a way to cure it. I've always just moved that bit of rolling stock to another section. So have we got a successful pass this time? Now come on. Come on. I want you to all pass over. I know what it is. I think it was because that point was set for the old route. That's what that was, you know. Of course these aren't electronic. This point was set for the old route and I think this carriage just jumped over. So let's put Union Pacific on the back. We'll put him on the back and see if he's back on. Now see if he goes over the point. And we have pull off. Now that little GP there, he is such a powerhouse. He's physically smaller, but he's so much more powerful than this 37. This class 37, I doubt would pull this lot of stock. I think there would be wheel slippage. But for some reason, these little GPs, although they're smaller, with 4 less wheels, seem to have a lot more traction. Come on, Mr. Peabody. And come on, Mr. Union Pacific, don't come off. Look at that. I've just got to remember to open this set of points with that set of points. Oh, this is perfect. Let me see if I can get an elevated position up here so we can get the whole layout in. Oh, I think the layout's too big now because that's 8 feet long. Oh, this is brilliant. Really impressed with this. Yes. Yes, it works. I know you long-term experienced male roddles will go, oh dear, what a basic setup. But like I said before, I'm not interested in town and cityscapes, creating anything accurately. Everything on here is N-gauge, so hopefully it's all to scale, but it's my vision. This is my idea of an ideal layout. I'm a country boy, always lived in a village, never really liked towns, certainly don't like cities. And if I could shrink myself down to N-gauge with never needing food, water or money, I would do it in a heartbeat and live in this top floor here. Because I'm eccentric and from Norfolk. I would live right there and spend all day riding the trains, walking around my estate, and I would absolutely love it. Well, I am over the moon. The new layout, or my new extension should I say, seemed to be perfect. Keep posted. There's one little thing I haven't told you what I'm going to do. Involves the this side of the track, or this new section with the pond and the stream and stuff. There is one thing I haven't told you, and I'm not going to until I actually get it sorted. So yeah, please keep watching. Oh, this is lovely. It makes a noise going over the back there. I suppose there is a lot of rolling stock there, isn't there? So I've got the workshop here. I do need to ballast this bottom section, sort the wires out. That's not too bad. I do need help wiring them point motors. I've never had point motors before, but I got them second hand with these switches. If anyone can tell me how the hell you wire these up, because these are just obviously just push buttons, they don't keep the power on. I think they just select the power once. There's the connections on the back. How ever do you wire these up? What's this on the side? And what's the spade coming out of there? Is this an earth? Because there's 3 wires on them Fleshman point motors. And 4 connections on the back. What connection does what? How do I simply wire them to turn it from one to another? Is it this way for one, this way for the other? Why is the 2 sets for 1 point? I just don't know. If anyone can, you know, shed any information on how you wire up Fleshman points, please let me know. I've looked online and I can't see any sort of instructions on what these clip onto, because they're not spade connectors, they're like clips. Do this push into a main board with your wires on, and I haven't got the board? Or can I just solder wires direct on there to what they need to do? Because I was going to put them switches probably on the control face so I can just push them. Oh yes. Anyhow, if any of you guys can help me with that, please let me know. If you're on Facebook, look me up, Adam Fenn, you'll see me on there. I'm in several of the N-gauge groups. Right, well, I'm going to leave this video here, and I'll let the trains speak for themselves. So you can just have a quick look at what's going on. There we go. Bye bye for now, guys. See you next time.